Hi, and welcome to the Cold Storage bonus lecture. There was a request to discuss how cold storage works, and I thought that it would be a really good idea to record a lecture on that. Okay, so I'm going to discuss cold storage using the regular Bitcoin Qt wallet client. There are many other clients that exist, and the mechanisms to back them up and recover them, and also to store Bitcoins offline, will be a little bit different. But this is the most popular client, and it comes from bitcoin.org. Let me go ahead and show you the website real quick. Okay, and if you click on wallets on bitcoin.com, see here, yes, choose your wallet, excuse me. This is the Bitcoin Qt client. It's the most powerful, well, I shouldn't say most powerful, it's the most common, and it's the best distributed of all the wallets. Okay, so what is cold storage? Cold storage is where we take the private key, the information that we need to have available to be able to spend the Bitcoins that are contained within that wallet, contained within that account, associated with that address, and we go ahead and store them either on a USB flash drive. We can write the private key to spend them down on a piece of paper. Some people actually bind them to coins. In our lecture, what we're going to do is kind of a compromised cold storage. A traditional, really security enthusiast cold storage would be to physically save this to a flash drive and then store it offline. That's why it's called cold, no power is running through it. But I think that's kind of overdoing it. Instead, we should just take advantage of easy to use and very powerful cryptography tools. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to use AES Crypt, which is a completely free piece of software, which is really easy to install and very easy to use. And they also accept Bitcoin donations, so they're kind of friendly with the Bitcoin community. And we're going to use this to go ahead and encrypt our backup wallet folder, and then we're going to store that online. And I'm going to show you how this entire process works. Okay, so let's start with the Bitcoin wallet. So this is one of my Bitcoin wallets, and you'll see it doesn't have a lot of money in it, but it does have enough money so that we can actually see balance changes. And there's a transaction ledger and so forth. All right, so to actually take a look, and I'm assuming you have a Windows client, to actually take a look at where your wallet, if you're using Bitcoin Qt, stores your data, enter in %appdata%, and you'll see a Bitcoin folder. Open that up, and you'll see a database folder. Excuse me, you'll see right here in the Bitcoin folder, wallet.dat. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to erase it. Just completely get rid of wallet.dat. All right, and we're going to close the client. And I'm going to open up again. And what happens is that when you open Bitcoin Qt, the wallet will look for that wallet.dat file. If it doesn't find it, it'll create a new one, and it'll assume this is a new wallet. You'll notice that my balance is now gone. And ordinarily, this would be a cause for concern, because basically there's no way to recover the coins. I could be the richest man in Bitcoin land and have 1 million Bitcoins in my account, and I would have lost every single Bitcoin. That's very, very problematic. All right, but lucky for me, what I did is I already backed it up. You'll see backup.dat. So I'm going to drag that in here. Now, the Bitcoin wallet will look for a file name wallet.dat. So just by dragging in the bitcoin.dat, that's not going to do anything. You'll notice here in just a second, as this is loading up, that it's not going to go ahead and reconstruct my original wallet. It's going to create a completely new wallet. You see, it just created a wallet.dat file. So what we have to do to properly back up our wallet, to restore our wallet, is rename this wallet. Let's open it up again. It just takes a moment. I'll warn you, if you haven't started your wallet in a while, the wallet does have to catch up again, which can take sometimes hours to sync up. But it now recognizes our balance is there. Okay, so that's how you import a backup. So how do you make a backup, and how do you make a backup secure? So the first thing you do is you click File, Backup Wallet. And you call your backup anything you want. I like to call them backup. And I also like to attach a date in the file name. So I kind of have an idea just by looking at the file name when my wallet was backed up. Okay. Now, here's how we turn this into a cold storage scenario. What you do is download AES Crypt. It's totally free. It's easy to use. I vetted it. It's good software. After you've downloaded it and installed it, you can just right-click AES Encrypt, enter in a password. This is what you write down. Make sure you remember it. I'm going to call my password Thinky. T-H-I-N-K-Y. There we go. That's a nice made-up password. And it's going to go ahead and produce a backup file. And you'll see the name right here. And it says backup 42013.dat.aes. To give you an idea about the AES encryption standard, it stands for Advanced Encryption Standard. It is probably the best way of encrypting files and decrypting files that we've ever invented. It's very fast. It's incredibly secure. It can't be broken. The best thing people can do is just guess your password to encrypt and decrypt it. So I'd recommend using a passphrase, maybe like a quote from a book, like the sky glistened or something like that. Something that you can remember that's more than 10 or 15 digits long. And if you do that, it's nearly unbreakable, even with rainbow tables and other such things. So with this file, we're now going to cold store it. So there's two ways you can store this. You can just drag and drop this AES file to a flash drive and just set it somewhere. You could even, for the sake of the argument, if you're not worried about losing the flash drive, put your password to decrypt it on that, although that would be kind of defeating the security. I wouldn't recommend doing that. But I would recommend writing something down that you can remember this password somehow, some way, something that will remind you of it. But that's cold storage. It's basically taking this backup and storing it somewhere. What I do with my cold storage is that I actually go ahead and I put it on Dropbox. And you'll see Bitcoin stuff, wallet backup, and I'll just go ahead and drag and drop it into Dropbox. And there we go. It's on Dropbox now. Okay? And let me go ahead and delete these guys. Let me delete the backup. And I'm so confident in this scheme, I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm going to go ahead and delete my wallet.dat. I'm going to empty my recycle bin. Oh no. Guess there was a lot of stuff in there. Okay, so I'm going to empty my recycle bin. Now the only way I can recover my wallet now is if I can go ahead and recover this file and this file works for me. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. Drag it to the desktop. Okay, and I'm going to right click on it and click AES Decrypt. Thinky. And voila, we have a backup now. Alright, so what we're going to do is drag and drop that backup into our wallet folder and rename it. Okay, now if everything worked properly, we're going to have our balance in the wallet. Let's find out. The moment of truth. And there you go. We actually have our balance still in there. This is a way of cold storing Bitcoins. Now, this is Dropbox. Dropbox, in case you don't know, is a very secure, very easy to use cloud-based storage service that has both free and paid accounts. This is a free account that I use. And most of the things I upload to Dropbox, I actually encrypt prior to uploading. Dropbox can't see this file. They can't understand this file. They know it's there, but it's encrypted as an AES file. It's just a bunch of garbage. And without the password to decrypt it, it's impossible to know anything about it. Okay? So this is a very secure way, as long as your password is secure, of storing your private keys and all the information associated with your wallet. Now, I've basically taken my Bitcoins out of circulation, especially if I delete this wallet.dat file. There is no way anybody in the world now can use my Bitcoins, even if they hack into my computer. I guess they could try to recover that, but let's say for the sake of the argument, I've done something to prevent that from happening. Maybe I deleted it with the Gutman algorithm or something. In any event, the only place in the world where, let's get rid of this guy too. The only place in the world where anybody can get access to the Bitcoins that were once contained in this wallet is now here. And they'd actually have to know the unique password to decrypt this file. So this is a great way of cold storing your Bitcoins, but also having your cake too. This gives you an opportunity to use them anywhere in the world without compromising the security. And AES Crypt is the tool that I generally use to do this. It's very good. It's very fast. If you'd like a more comprehensive way of encrypting and decrypting things, you like plausible deniability encryption, you can use TrueCrypt. It's TRU ECRYPT, TrueCrypt. That's another service that you can use to go ahead and encrypt and decrypt things. TrueCrypt is considerably harder to use than AES Crypt. You notice that all we had to do was just right-click, click encrypt, click decrypt, and you're done. And you can use AES Crypt for basically anything you want to encrypt or decrypt. Remember, though, write your password down somewhere. If you forget the password, you can't decrypt the backup. And if you can't decrypt the backup, well, then you don't have access to your Bitcoins, and they're dead for everyone, not just you. So that's all I have for you. If this lecture didn't make any sense or you have some questions, go ahead and feel free to ask me. I'm always available. And in any event, have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for listening.